Frost is an English neo-progressive rock supergroup, formed in 2004 by Jem Godfrey and members of Arena, Kino, and IQ. Frost released their first studio album, Milliontown, in 2006, before splitting up. In 2008, Godfrey reformed Frost, adding Darwin's radio vocalist and guitarist, Declan Burke, to the lineup, and released their second album, Experiments in Mass Appeal. The band disbanded again in 2011, to reunite later in September, after a brief hiatus. Band history. Formation. Frost was formed in September 2004, by songwriter, producer and musician Jem Godfrey, better known to the wider world for his work creating chart-topping pop hits for bands including Atomic Kitten, when he made a conscious decision to return to his own musical past, writing and playing progressive music, in the band Freefall. After listening to a broad selection of contemporary progressive music, he first approached John Mitchell of Arena, The Urbane and Kino. Mitchell then introduced Godfrey to John Jowett, subsequently leading to meeting Andy Edwards. John Boyce, Godfrey's former bandmate in Freefall in the 1990s, and from the band Rook, had already performed significant rhythm guitar work on the early recordings. Recording and performance. Frost's first album was titled Milliontown, the 26-minute-long eponymous final track of which was inspired by the book The Apprentice by Gordon Horton. The album was released in the United States on July 18, 2006 and in Europe on July 24. The band went on a brief tour to play a selection from the album, supporting Palace on a 4-day tour of the Netherlands and Germany in October 2006. Dissolution and rebirth. Shortly after returning from the tour, Godfrey announced, by way of an article on the band's blog on MySpace on the 29th of the month, and reiterated by Inside Out in a bulletin on the same site 2 days later, that due to his increasing professional and personal commitments elsewhere, Frost would be dissolved after fulfilling 4 remaining concert dates. It later emerged that an appearance at the Aerosfest in 2007, in America, which was the final scheduled date, had been cancelled. The final appearance of Frost for the time being, in support of their album Milliontown, was backup for the Flower Kings at the Scala in King's Cross, London, on December 10, 2006. However, in early 2007, Godfrey revived the band name and wrote in his blog about writing material for a second Frost album. Godfrey has throughout 2008 posted several videos on YouTube called The Frost Reports, under the username Planet Frost. In between the recording and early 2008, Frost supported Spock's Beard for a small tour. Videos documenting their tour are also included on their YouTube site. Following the band's reformation, Godfrey recruited Declan Burke of Darwin's Radio to supplement vocals and guitars on the follow-up album, Experiments in Mass Appeal, which was released on November 17, 2008. In November 2008, Andy Edwards announced that due to his new job as a college lecturer he would no longer play live with the band, although he might be involved in future recording work. In January 2009, Nick Virgilio of Spock's Beard was announced as guest drummer for Frost's performance at Aerosfest 2009. Going forward, live drumming duties were to be handled by Alex Thomas, but will now be handled by Craig Blundell. In May 2009, John Jowett announced his departure from the band. With gigs scheduled in support of Dream Theater, Jem announced bass duties would be handled by Level 42 guitarist, Nathan King. On May 29, 2009, Jem announced via an audio booth that a live Frost album, recorded at Rosfest 2009, would be titled The Philadelphia Experiment. Excerpts from that performance were released as a limited edition EP, titled Frostfest Live CD, including a new song called The Forget You Song, recorded at the Cube, East Sussex. The Dividing Line. On February 2, 2010, Jem announced via his blog that he had been invited to participate in the 10th anniversary party of the Dividing Line Broadcast Network, Vancouver, British Columbia's internet-based progressive rock radio station. Godfrey accepted, and, to thank them for their support of Frost, tasked himself to write and record a new Frost song, aptly titled, The Dividing Line, to be completed within the 8 weeks then remaining until the party. Godfrey gathered not only fellow Frost mates John Mitchell, Andy Edwards, Declan Burke and Nathan King, but also enlisted the talents of Tara Bush, Mark Midfiddler Knight, Lyndon Connor and original Frost guitarist, John Boyes, for the one-off project. A special Frost report, Dividing Line Edition, was posted on Godfrey's blog, as well as Planet Frost, the band's YouTube channel, providing a video chronicle of the song's status. Jem announced on March 31 on the Frost forum that the track was completed and would be included as a bonus track on the two-disc live album, The Philadelphia Experiment. The Dividing Line premiered during the Dividing Line's 10th anniversary broadcast on Saturday, 3 April 2010. Indefinite hiatus, Frost played some select shows in December 2010. On March 1, 2011, Godfrey announced that he had put the band on indefinite hiatus. He stated that the main reasons for his decision were that he felt uncomfortable as the band leader, and that the increased workload from running the band was having a negative impact on his health. On April 14, 2011, Godfrey announced that he is writing new material, this time without a band. The name of the project is yet unknown. Return of Frost and third album. On September 16, 2011, Godfrey announced via his blog that Frost would once again be returning for a third album, stating, "As yet I have no idea of the form, shape, personnel or sound of this new album, but it will definitely be Frost-shaped. I'll once again be making Frost reports available online during the process and it'll no doubt be a bloody madhouse throughout, but that's Frost." Frost performed a sold-out Christmas show at the House of Progression, Kingston upon Thames on December 16, 2011. Throughout the rest of 2012, Frost uploaded video reports on the album's progress and have now currently fully started production on the new album. Teasers can be viewed through their official YouTube page, with monthly reports to follow, leading up to the album's currently unknown release date. On January 13, 2013, Frost posted an announcement on Twitter, stating their third album will be titled 6 Minutes in September, Part 1. They also announced that they are working with a friend to create a Frost DVD to help with recording funds. Part 1 will be the final album released as part of the Inside Out recording contract. Godfrey stated that Part 2 was his to fund as he pleased and is looking into alternative funding arrangements. On May 12, 2013, Frost played at CELEBR 8.2 Prog Festival at the Hippodrome. On September 3, 2013, Jem announced via www.planetfrost.com that due to a couple bands already releasing two-part albums respectively, Frost would no longer do two separate albums and instead release 6 Minutes to September as a full double album. In December 2013, Frost released the Rockfield Files DVD and CD. Discography, studio albums, Milliontown, Experiments in Mass Appeal, 6 Minutes in September, Other, Frost Tour EP, Frost Fest Live CD, The Philadelphia Experiment, The Rockfield Files, Lineup, References. External links, the official Frost website, Frost's official YouTube page.